Hey, what's up? How's it going? You're all very welcome to Ramble Pod number 11 for Tuesday the 14th. Tuesday the 14th of August 2018. Oh, Christ and Christ above. I'll tell you now, the brain is still a bit fucking fuzzy after the weekend. I was off the wagon. I was most extremely off the fucking wagon. Oh, Lord save us and guard us. That's a big one. How was your weekend? How was it? It's Tuesday, you're starting to level back out a small bit now again, are you? Oh, I had a big one. I told you I was going to do the big barbecue and a fucking... Ooh, nearly. But before that, tonight, sorry, this one's a little bit on the late side. Normally I have it out by lunchtime, but when you kind of go on the missing list over a weekend, sometimes you get work piling up, and I had to go full throttle at it yesterday. And today I was in Clonmel and everything, but tonight I'm in, for any of my Belfast listeners, buddies, people, I'm in the Empire. Pop along, why don't you? Because I'm going to have to wrap this up quick and get out the fucking door, send it out onto the tinternet and get out the fucking door. Last week was a good one, wasn't it? Last week's guest, Dave McSavage, he was good crack. A lot of people actually messaged, like, people who I actually know, because you know the way you'll never get compliments off people you know. They'll just go, yeah, I like the podcast when you meet them, but you know what I mean? It's expected. It's just expected. It's just a normal thing. It's not out of badness around. But I actually got messages off folk I know going, fucking like that podcast. I suppose they were kind of listening, expecting Savage to fucking just be a pain in the hole or whatever, but he's actually a sound skin. It was good. It was a good one. Like that, yeah, the fucking barbecue was intense. Woo! We cooked up a fair old fucking storm. I was there. If anybody follows me on any of the social media, I think I was putting it up mostly on Instagram. I did the burnt ends, these little pork belly burnt ends. I got the pork belly from Brendan Healy Butchers, greatest butcher in the world, in Tipperary, and I was trying to think, what the fuck am I going to do with them? And I remember hearing about these burnt end things. Oh, sweet Jesus Christ. You would need to go for a jog after them. Like, this is the thing. Like, they are just a whole thing of boldness. There's brown sugar, butter, a lot of smoking involved with these yolks. Essentially what they are is little fucking cubes. You chop up the pork belly into cubes. You cover it in whatever seasoning you like. And then you smoke it. And then about halfway through the smoking after about 2.5 hours, you get in some brown sugar and butter. I said that, brown sugar and butter and honey. And cook it for another like 2 hours. It's fucking ridiculous. Did them, and people were eating their fucking fingers with them. They didn't know what they were, but they were fucking... I cooked up a lot on the Friday. I did all the sauce, like the barbecue sauce and the wing sauce and all the rest of it. The wing sauce is a piece of piss, lads. There's nothing major in it. What you want to do is season some flour, bit of old flour, with whatever, again, seasoning you like. Fucking chuck in them chicken wings, dust them up, turn the oven up full fucking throttle, and fuck them in there for half an hour. They come out nice and crispy. Yeah, Frank's wing sauce, you know, the buffalo sauce. Bit of butter with that, maybe a little bit more seasoning, whatever you're into. Just get that in a big bowl and just fuck the wings in top of, flip them around a bit. Hey presto, you're off to the fucking races. They will fucking straighten your hair, I'm telling you, because there's a bit of heat in it, alright. I suppose I didn't help the fact by fucking in a load of chilies. Jesus Christ almighty. There was some sore holes, no doubt, on Sunday. What else did I do? I did pulled pork. Yeah, that came out nice. That came out good. There's no fucking mystery to that. But I did the brisket on the bone. I didn't get up enough pictures of it really, because I was up to fucking 90. Because all the people were here at the time and everything, and because I even got it on at like 7 in the fucking morning. And even still, like, by the time people were rolling around at 6:30, 7 o'clock, it still wasn't fucking ready for cutting. Because I got to take the thing off and let it rest for like 2 hours. So I didn't get the chance to be taking pictures or anything like that, but it worked out well. The main thing is like keeping the fucking temperature throughout the whole day, and keeping it spritzed, and keeping it fucking moist, because the thing will go like timber on you in 2 fucking seconds if you're not careful. But it came out. Yeah, I can confirm that cooking it on the bone is absolutely like quite literally the fucking ribs. I just cut one rib and the entire thing just fucking came out in my hand. All the ribs, like there was 4 or 5 ribs in it, attached to some of the spine bone, and it just all came out in my hand. So I was like, all right. Do you know what? It kind of holds it together, is what it does. Kind of holds it together. So it's actually a good fucking setup. I mean, I could take it or leave it. but it's actually a decent setup, like to actually leave the ribs in. I know I did a couple other bits and pieces. But yeah, we had a good old gang of people over. Good old gang of people that I hadn't seen in a while. A good lot of them. I think, all in all, there was probably about 20 people over. It's a good old bunch, like. But people absolutely stuffed themselves with grub, which is good. Fuck me. Like, it's class making grub, but you know, sometimes when there's just people have already eaten and stuff, like, fucking. But in fairness, everybody showed up here knowing full well they were going to get a feed. So everybody turned up with their hands out, which is exactly what I fucking wanted, because the last thing you want is to follow a morning and there's old bits of grub. Do you know what I mean? The old fucking bits of grub. I am still going to venture and have some wings this evening before I head off. I'm going to have to bang them on now in a minute. I'm not going to do it in the middle of the fucking podcast. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. I'm not that much of a fucking bollocks. It's gas. I was waiting to get came down to the kitchen because it's grand and quiet in here or whatever. And the fucking dog again, like, I swear to God, she's debating him. She walks down and her grub bowl is right by where I'm sitting right now. She hadn't touched food since 8 o'clock this morning. I swear to God, I came down, set up the recorder, got myself a glass of water, and what does the dog do? Struts on in, just starts munching away. Just starts fucking munching away, like, and they sound like Wheatos, you know what I mean? They're real, like, crunchy fucking things. So I couldn't even, I mean, there's one thing to have a row with the dog and she barking at you, but fucking hell, I can't have people listen to the doggy. She's sitting there for about 10 minutes just looking over her shoulder every so often going, yeah, I'm going to finish this. If you have a problem, you can go fuck yourself. Seriously, like, you give a dog a bit of power at all. Holy shit. I don't know if anybody's following me on whatchamacallit on Facebook, but on the whatchamacallit, she is into the county finals, or the All-Ireland finals. She's won the Wicklow thing. I'm not sure what we win. I'm not sure what we win, to be honest. I think the dog wins a bunch of food or something. I'm not really sure. Give the dog an old vote if you fancy it. It's. I think I'm pretty sure I put it up on the comedy page. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not fully sure. Do I win? I don't know. If I win money, I tell you, I'll put it towards the podcast. How's that? If there's money to be won at this thing, I'll put it into more gear for the podcast. Speaking of gear for the podcast, I've gotten a lens just to see what it's like off my very good friend and conspiracy guy and conspiracy gal, Claire and Gordo. They were over the other evening for the barbecue, and Gordon brought on the camera that has been advised me to get, so I'm going to trial it for a week or so. I'm going to film I'm recording tomorrow's for Friday's one, and I'm going to just film, see can I get, like, I can work the GoPro because it's fucking idiot proof, and Gordon, like, I mean, this one, I think he picked this one for me because he knows what he's fucking dealing with, a fucking idiot. Like, there's one button on top of it, that's it. So, like, if I can't figure fucking that much out, you know, there's no hope for me at all. And I'm guessing, like, I've seen him walking around with it before, like, doing vlogs and stuff like that, and it's fucking dynamite. It's class, like, it's better than the GoPro, like, it is better than the GoPro. So we'll give that a go on Wednesday. And for the Patreon people, I'll put it up on Patreon so they can view it and tell me what they fucking think. So what was my week? Where was I talking to you last? I wasn't really, I was in the Bowery on Wednesday night. It was good. Which is part of an exciting tour that's kind of coming up in the way of a kind of circuit. It's going to be part of a circuit of clubs. So that's the Dublin one, and there's going to be another one in Belfast and stuff. So quite exciting stuff coming. It's good to see a kind of a circuit coming back again, because once upon a time they used to be like, especially comedians like coming over, they do, I think they do Belfast, they do Galway, Belfast, Dublin and Cork from like a Wednesday through to a Saturday, which is a great fucking spin. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's a nice, maybe, I don't know where those are the days, but you know what I mean? It's nice to have that circuit because they're good, you know what I mean? They're good clubs. There's City Limits, Roisin Dove. I'm not sure, I'm assuming the Empire in Belfast and the Laughter Lounge in Dublin. You know, that's what comedians want. Do you know what I mean? And it's good that there's a bit of a circuit coming back. It's good to see that there's more clubs opening up. It's all good for us and for the people. Fucking hell, who doesn't want to go see live stand-up comedy? Fuck the telly. Fucking fuck telly. You can actually go out and fucking have a bit of crack. Most of the time it costs you next to nothing. Because fucking a lot of the pubs are getting sponsorship now to pay the comedians anyway. So, I mean, even if your ticket on the door is only dirt cheap, it's grand because, like, the pubs are getting sponsorship. So it's the way to fucking go. So get out to fucking live comedy is what I'm telling you. I got a chap then from up the road Gavin Dowd is his name. He works for FM 104, and he'd messaged me. He just wanted to come in. He has a Sunday evening show on FM 104, and he was on to me about it. And sometimes you get requests, would you come in? Hey, do you want to talk on our radio station? I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, this is going to be harrowing shit now. Like, but do you know what? I got a vibe off the way he was chatting. I was like, this actually sounds cool. This sounds like it could be a cool chat rather than so, do you want to tell us a joke? None of that shit. There was none of that shit. It was sound. I went in on middle of the day on Friday, because it was kind of throwing me out of whack because I had a lot of grub on and stuff like that. But I said, nah, I'm going to go do it. Popped in, about a half an hour chat. I did post it up on, Tom O'Mahony Comedy. Maybe Buckshot podcast as well on Twitter. Anyway, it's on Twitter. It's definitely on my Tom O'Mahony Comedy one. It is for sure on that one. It was a good old interview. Like, it was good. Like, in fairness to Gavin, he shit, you know what I mean? He's shit together, like. Do you know? He clearly looked at social media and, collated some questions that were fucking, some way fucking put together. I listened to the podcast too. It was like, all right, I know who I'm talking about here, because when you go in and all of a sudden, like, the DJ's just looking at the notes and they're looking out through the glass of the producer, and it's all like, hey, so coming up on, here we have comedian Tom. Hey, how you doing, Tom? So, tell us who, all that. It was none of that. It was more like an actual podcast where we just didn't swear too much. Do you know what I mean? It actually felt more like a podcast chat than anything else, and it was a bit of crack. Then obviously barbecue all day Saturday, and Sunday morning, believe it or not, I went into. Because I'm in all right shape. I was like, I didn't go too hard on the sauce. It was just a long day of it, sipping away, yourself. And I'm not the fucking man I used to be when it comes to drinking. Jesus Christ almighty, the training you have to do to fucking be a hard drinker. Fucking hell. But Sunday morning, I was in with Bobby Kerr. Because I only agreed to do it because I had a bone to pick with Bobby. I've been asking Bobby, emailing Bobby, or texting Bobby, going, hey man, what's the crack? Are you coming on my podcast or what? He's like, yeah, listen, I'm off sailing there around fucking the Cape of some fucking Horn of Africa. You're like, all right, Bob, no worries. Yeah, I'll get back to you next week. No sign of Bob. The last time I messaged him, actually, he didn't reply at all. So that's why I agreed, because they rang me on Friday. I'm guessing they'd somebody fucking cancel or something, whatever. He's, would you come on in? I said, yeah, all right. I'll come in, I'll talk about the panto coming up and stuff like that. And lo and behold, I go in and yeah, I did. I slagged him on air for not coming on my podcast. How at the drop of a hat, when they asked me to come in on a Sunday morning, and there was a lad actually cooking. Jesus Christ! Do you know what? I haven't had decent fucking sausages or black pudding in a long time, like, because they're all starting to fucking taste the same. And this lad, he has a restaurant called. I'm gonna shout it out, kind of plug it here. It's called Sage. Well, it was called Sage, but I think now it's called 12 Mile. Which is a great name. It sounds like fucking, there's going to be rapping going on it. I think it's in Middleton, it's somewhere in East Cork. And essentially the premise of it is that everything that's served is sourced within 12 miles of the restaurant. He's a young chap. Fair folks to him, and like, it's all good gear. But they make their own puddings, right? So he's on air with us, and fair play. I mean, he was a bit on the nervous side, which is totally understandable. So essentially what myself and Bobby did was we just chime in every time, like, the question went down a bit. So he starts frying puddings on it. But you know what I noticed? He threw in a sprig of thyme and like a bay leaf or something with the pudding, right? I'd never seen that shit before. I just never even done. I thought puddings were pre-seasoned. You didn't have to fuck it. Well, fuck me. And now there was some yellow stuff. I don't know what it was, but it was unbelievable. So shout out to, I don't know his name, but restaurant called 12 Mile down in East Cork. I'm going there. I'm down there around the time of my birthday. I'm gigging in Trebolgan, and which is another thing. I need to update my website. There's about 8 or 9, if not 10 more gigs after coming up in the next month or two that I need to bang up on the website, tomomahony.com/gigs. But I'm going to definitely pop in there for sure. I'm going to pop into him. But it was good stuff, and it was a band trio. Do you think I could remember their fucking name? Nah, but they are playing Electric Picnic. If you do search Bobby Kerr on on News Talk, you'll see the name of the band. They were a trio of these 3 women. Fuck, were they in tune? They were so in harmony. Fucking hell, and just as cool as a breeze on a Sunday morning. I don't know, can you hear that now? But of course, the dog kicking the fucking door. She is kicking. See, I can't let her in, right? It would be one thing if I was upstairs or if I was in the living room. But this is all timber floor. She's just going to sound like clack, 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 clack across the thing, and I'll know it'll just fucking wreck your head. And I'll end up having a row with the fucking dog again. We can't have this as a theme every fucking week where I'm just rowing with the fucking dog. Although I suppose you could, but nah. I mean, unless the dog had a decent fucking argument back at you. Do you know what I mean? Oh, Jesus Christ. And I don't know. Did I read it wrong? I'm only half reading news the last week. I'm missing everything. Fucking just it's up to fucking 90 between that barbecue and just work or whatever. Because there's a few kind of acting gigs and stuff coming up down the line. So I got to get my head back in the game for fucking learning scripts and shit. Hence why I was late with the podcast today. But did I read that there was a device like they thought it might be explosive found on the Lewis tracks near the Three Arena, and it turns out it was a fucking dildo. Like, there is no fucking way. So unless, like, you know, it was in a box or something. But if there's actually just a big rubber fucking langer line on the tracks, there is neither man nor beast nor woman nor child, I don't care, that wouldn't look at that and go, well, that's not a bomb. I'm not, even if you're not sure what it is, the first thought into your head wouldn't be bomb. Rubber veiny fucking Mickey. Bomb. No. I'm not accepting it. They were saying like there was ball bearings in it. I don't know like what kind of fucking fucked up shit you're into, but I mean, unless, like, what are those ones that have the ball bearings in them? Is it the rabbity one that it swirls around like it looks like it's gonna fucking... It's like the fucking ninja for fannies or something. It's like Nutri fucking ninja for fannies. Or whatever else orifice you want to stick it in. I just can't wrap my head around. That had to be a piss take. That had to be a fucking piss take. Where, like, inspectors or whatever they are, the lads that fucking walk the lines. Because you have to have lads who walk in the lines. Just singing Johnny Cash songs the whole time. But walking the lines and just checking for shit. There is no fucking way they didn't look at each other and go, we call it as being a suspicious device, will we? Will we call it in? Because you would not. You would. If you saw like a fucking dildo on the tracks, you'd call it in and go, yeah, listen, there's what I can only describe as a suspicious device and here on the tracks, and it's something that definitely shouldn't be here. Can you describe it to us? It's definitely mechanical. I can see the tip of it. It has ball bearings, and it would. Whoa! What is it? There's a buzzing noise coming from it. There is okay, we're backing up, and just, are you telling me like those lads weren't fucking taking the piss? Whoever found that and rang it back, buzzed it back into the station, didn't know exactly what the fuck they were at. They fucking did a course. Funny bastards. Because they're like, of course, the twist that all the media, and when I say media, it's like the likes of Joe Dodgy and fucking Lad Bible and stuff like that. They're going, how retarded is Ireland? Thinks a dildo is. It's like, no. Think about it, you fucking idiot. No. I can guarantee you, whoever it was, whatever member of staff it was that found that, they wouldn't have been out there by themselves anyway. They would have been going in twos. I can guarantee you they spotted that and went, man, we'll call it into fuck for the crack, will we? We'll call it into fuck. There's no fucking way. I tell you one thing. If somebody did fucking spot that and go, that could be a fucking bomb, that person deserves to lose their job and never get another job. Because unless you just climbed out of some part of the 17th fucking century, there's no fucking way that you wouldn't have recognised that as what it is. It's like when you don't fucking look at a coffee cup and all of a sudden go, I wonder could I drive that to work? Like, what the fuck is going on in your head? That's why I'm not buying it. There's no way. The chances are, you think about it, the chances are you definitely would know what the fuck it was. Strong possibility that you'd know exactly what it is. So the highly unfucking likely that you would look at a dildo or a fucking vibrator and go, yeah, I don't know what that is. I don't know what it is. I mean, what the fuck? Unless it was some obscure fucking one made out of fucking, I don't know, bamboo or something. Like, I don't know. And apparently, I don't know, I got you get these stupid fucking things on WhatsApp. There was like a newspaper cut out article PDF. And it was of this woman who gave 700 quid in the UK to hire a unicorn. I don't know. Again, it could be a bullshit story, but it was funny as fuck. It could be from like a satirical website or whatever, but it was actually a donkey with an actual fucking dildo strapped to its head. Do you know what? If nothing else, it's nearly worth the €700 just to hire it and send it to somebody else's kid's birthday party. Because fuck me, would that be funny? Can you imagine standing there, say you don't want to be at the party or whatever, and you're like, oh God, if I have to see another fucking picture, if I have to hear another fucking story that sounds the exact same as the fucking last one, then all of a sudden they're like, oh, everybody, oh, there's a certain horse box that's pulled up outside. I wonder what's in it. Bring out little Katie. Little Katie, do you know the way you've always wanted a unicorn? Yes. Well, this man Brendan here, he has one for you. It's his unicorn, and he's going to let us ride it around the lawn for an hour. How does that sound? Oh my God. And you're there going, I want to eat my own fucking head. And then this bloke walks a fucking donkey with a dildo hanging off its forehead out of the back of a tree. Like, yeah, I would have paid. I'd have covered the costs. I would have said, yeah, absolutely. Do you take card, or do you want me to go to the bank? Because I'm giving you the money for that 700. This moment is fucking amazing. Can you imagine it? Oh, glorious times. It was put to me too. I was chatting with that chap Gavin from FM 104. He goes to Trinity, and I did a Trinity comedy debate a couple of years back, and it was a complete fucking shit show. But the problem was, it was kind of it was late in the evening, and a lot of these kids who fancy themselves as being the next, Rick Mail / Rowan Atkinson, which will almost never ever happen again, because Edinburgh is full of those cunts right now, where they all think, I'm going to be alternative and gas and just do comedy through the medium of fucking ukuleles. No. And there was a lot of that. These lads standing up, ironically slagging off a show that I was in at the time, Damo and Ivor, for being mean to fucking underprivileged people. And these were lads standing there, 19 years of age, wearing corduroys. You're going, lads, who are you fucking talking to? What are you fucking talking about? So, but I've a good feeling. I'm going to do the debate. I don't know what fucking day it is. I must actually look at the diary. I definitely wrote it into the calendar anyway. So I think this one could be alright. Middle of the day. And Gavin seems like a fucking sound enough fella. The last one that I did was like 4 years ago, and it was a complete fucking wank fest. Like, it was just one young douchebag who knew nothing. They were just all reiterating. They were actually trying to have a debate, but they were just all regurgitating shit they had read somewhere. Like, because at 18 years of age, your brain hasn't come up with anything fucking new, unless you're an Asian. There you go. That's it. Unless you're Asian, it probably hasn't. Those are the only folks who come up with stuff like, because they have little Beethoven's age 4. Do you know what I mean? White fucking Irish people drinking fucking 10 generations of fucking eating spuds. Nah, relax. You're not going to say it, and I haven't fucking heard before. Unless you're like mid to late 20s, you might start coming up with some notions. But around the 18, you're not. And that's fair enough. But just don't be obnoxious like you just come up with it. It's like, almost like that moment in what was it? Good Will Hunting. Remember your man was trying to fucking chat up your one, and he was giving her some spiel about fucking philosophy or whatever, and Matt Damon pipes in and he's like, oh yeah, and then he finishes his sentence. He's just like, yeah, well, you just lifted that from such and such. That's what this fucking was that night. So I was like, oh God, fine. But I have a good feeling about this one. This debate could be a bit of fucking crack. If nothing else, I'll just, sit back and make notes. If somebody does pipe up to be a ball bag, at least I'll have gotten to see it in the flesh. But I think it'll be alright, because Gavin is a sound chap. You know what I mean? He had his head well screwed on, like. So, I think it could be a bit of fucking crack, so, I don't know. Oh, what else is in the news? Oh, I don't know who messaged me. But it was basically just shopping your one that had, I don't know, was she looking for a new house or something, and she left her kids in a cop station and made a big fucking drama. I mean, balls of iron, this woman, like. Balls of fucking iron, because it would turn out that she actually is, I mean, she posts on Facebook about fucking being a party animal and stuff like that, like an off and holidays and stuff, and just you're going, you're a fucking animal. You're a fucking animal. If you can have the neck to do that, just turn around and go, give me a fucking free house. No, I don't want that one. I'm telling you, I'm so stuck for a free house. Here are my kids. I'm going to leave them in a cop station. Big drama. And all these people going, is this a third world? This is the disgrace. And you're like, this is why, just like the dildo story on the tracks, stand back for 2 fucking seconds and have a proper fucking look at the situation. Have a good fucking look at it. Pragmatic look. Don't be fucking clickbait fucking brain. Don't pull the fucking trigger straight away. Stand back. Take a fucking breath. And go, let's have a proper look at this story here. Because when you did, with this one, as it turns out, she's just a thunder cunt that should have at least 4 fingers chopped off and her children taken away. Because if you're that kind of a fucking animal, that's all you understand. And some of the spelling in some of the fucking images she's posted online, because I got it sent to me, like, about how this one, out with the girls tonight, gonna fucking be doing that and all the fucking, and you're like, oh, what the fuck? You were allowed to procreate, and that's how you finish, that's how you write in fucking, in actual public forums. You're gonna fucking write like that. You absolute fucking, oh. I'm just saying take at least 2 fingers. I mean, I'm not saying take the full arm, you know, and go full Saudi Arabia on it. But I mean, take 2 fingers with a bowl cutter. Cauterize it with a hot fucking knife. She'll remember it forever. Never pull that move again. Do you think somebody that, if you thought if you fucked up you were going to lose a finger, that you wouldn't keep your shit together and stop being a fucking scumbag? And only for scumbag moves. Only for scumbag moves. Like, if you accidentally do something, you're grand. But for scumbag fucking moves, you just lose. Just a baby finger. Half a baby finger. Just fucking nip it off with a fucking bowl cutter. You'd keep your shit together, wouldn't you? Anyway, that's Patreon. Guys, Patreon is where you can... Excuse me. I'm going to have to wrap this up. Like that. It would be much appreciated if you had a gander at the Patreon. Like that, it's patreon.com/Tom O'Mahony. Buckshot. Like I said, testing out the new camera. We're going to have better fucking stuff. There'll be stuff further down the line, like I talked about with Gavin at the weekend there. For Patreons that are at a certain tier, I'm going to do like a podcast with listeners. Yeah, fucking with listeners, where we can actually powwow and have a fucking right old fucking natter. But it'll be certain level of Patreon, because these are exclusive things. Obviously, the podcast is going to stay free, but then when people pay towards the production of the thing, they got to get something back. And those people will have exclusive insight to, at the very least, at the lower level, you'll have the videos, which I've got 2 all-right days next week. 2 all-right days next week. And I will be fucking lashing up the fucking videos. Because I've got a bunch of them. I'll be lashing up the fucking videos from previous podcasts, and they will be going out to the Patreon patrons. And like I said, there'll be tiers set up where there'll be merch going out to you. There'll also be ones where we'll one-on-one and fucking group chats through Skype and whatnot, and we'll actually do our own fucking podcasts. And as listeners, Patreon listeners, you'll get in on the fucking crack. So, also, as speaking of merch, a cup. I got a message of a cup. The cups are fucking flying out, lads. The mugs, they're flying out. Got a message. One of the lads, somebody I think in Leitrim, bought a mug. Sent me a picture of it. Drinking fucking tea outside the back garden. Drinking a Buckshot podcast mug. Fair play to you. Spreading the good fucking word. That's at Tea Republic. I will put a link for it in the description of this, so you can just have a fucking gander. Have a look at the stuff. Tell me what you think of it at the very least. If you like it, tell me what you think of it. What would you like to see? Merch related and all the rest of it. There'll be more to come. I have more ideas for fucking things to come. Kind of characters to build in and all the rest of it. Especially with this new camera. My juices are going. So there's going to be some fun stuff coming down the line. That I'm not allowed to talk about just yet. But you'll be the first to fucking hear about it. You will be the first to hear about it. Right. Hit subscribe if this is your first time listening. If it's not, and you're on Apple Podcasts, go down to the bottom there and give us an out fucking rating. Give us a 5-star rating. To mind anything less than that, you're alright, keep it in your pocket. 5 stars or no stars. I don't want anything less, because there's no point in having anything less. There's no point. Write us an old review if you're fucking feeling any way artistic or just wanting to have the fucking crack. Let me know what you fucking think. Share it. Just let people know about it. Let them know about the Ramble Pod. Let them know about the full one at the end of the week. Follow me on all usual platforms like Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Tom O'Mahony Comedy will find me on all of them. Also, Bookshop Podcast is on Twitter too. And for chatty snap people that are into chatty snaps, hit me up on Tom Bear O'Mahony. Right, I'll chat to you at the end of the week. Go handy, lads.